Hello and welcome. We're going to talk for a few minutes about VoiceThread, what VoiceThread is, and how to access it. The first thing to do when you want to access VoiceThread is to click on VoiceThread, there where the arrow is pointing. Once you do that, you'll see this screen, which will be these little gray boxes, and that is logging you directly onto your account inside VoiceThread. The thing to realize here is that you and your students all have access to VoiceThread as a standalone account, and by that I mean that your account is yours and the students do not see what is in your VoiceThread account, and nor can you access the student's VoiceThread account and see what's in there. It is only when you share your VoiceThreads, when you share the VoiceThreads that you create with either individual members of the class or with the class as a whole, will the students then be able to see your VoiceThread. Once you've logged into VoiceThread, you should see a screen similar to this. These blue boxes are VoiceThreads that have already been created. They are tutorials on how to do most of the functions inside of VoiceThread. I would suggest that you spend some time looking at these very short tutorials to learn how to navigate around in VoiceThread. Well, let's get started and create a new VoiceThread. First thing you'll do is click on the My Voice tab at the top of the page, and then click on Create. Once you clicked on Create, you're going to upload the video or the document, PDF, whatever it is that you're going to create the center content of the VoiceThread with, and you'll browse to that location, wherever that file may be, and upload the file. Once you have selected the file, it will begin uploading to VoiceThread. This process can take a few minutes, depending on how large the file is. Once the file is uploaded, you'll come back to the Create screen and you'll see the video or the center content of your VoiceThread displayed there to the right of the main menu box. Now that we have our images uploaded, we're going to start commenting. So we'll click on the comment box, and the first thing it's going to ask you is for a picture to add to this identity, this VoiceThread identity. You can do that now, or you can do it later if you have a picture or an avatar or something that you want to upload. You can do that now. Now we're going to begin our comment, and we can do this several ways. We can use the telephone. Actually, VoiceThread will actually call you, and you can make your comments via your telephone. There is a charge for that, similar to long distance, and I think you get 10 free minutes with initially, and then you have to pay for it after that. The second option is to use a webcam, or third option is a microphone, and you can type in your comments directly into the text box, or you can actually upload a document to have your comments. In this case, we'll just say that we used the microphone. That's the most common method, the microphone or the webcam. And so we've made our comments, and now you will see a little icon there to the left of the main screen. In this case, it's a little coffee cup, and that is where your comment resides. And so when somebody comes into the VoiceThread and they click on that, they can actually see your comment as the content. In this case, they use this horse running on the beach little video that we uploaded as part of the package from Windows. It's one of the sample videos that comes with Windows, and I could have made a comment about those horses or whatever the content is that you're using. Now that we have uploaded our content and made the comments, the next step is obviously to share the VoiceThread with the recipients that we want. In this case, we're going to look at how to share it with an entire class. Now, once you have your VoiceThread in your course, all of your courses that you are teaching will be available. And you can share this simply by clicking on the course that you want, or if this is going to an individual, you can share it with select individuals within a course or courses. So you are always in control of who sees your VoiceThread. You can give it to a course, and at some time during the term you can take that VoiceThread back out. You can share it with an individual and then unshare with that individual, however you want to do it. Once you share the VoiceThread with your recipients, you're going to get this next window here, which gives you some options. The first is to allow any one of you, meaning that anyone with the URL to this VoiceThread can view it. The second is to allow anyone with the URL to comment on it. And the third is whether to moderate the comments, meaning that you have to view each comment and then approve it before they show up on the VoiceThread. Most people leave it here at the default settings unless you have some specific reasons to change it. It will then ask you for a title and a description and any tags. And the tags are things, if you're going to do a search for VoiceThread horses or something, you could put those types of tags in that area, and it would help speed up your ability, and those who are searching for this VoiceThread, the ability to locate it. Once you've done that, you'll see that the VoiceThread example has been added to your My VoiceThreads page. The simplest way to share a VoiceThread, once you have it created and named, is when you go back to the My VoiceThread page, you can simply drag and drop, as demonstrated here, where we're dragging the VoiceThread example we just created over into the Foundations class. And you just drag and drop, and at that point that VoiceThread is shared with the entire roster of that class. Here again are some tutorials that are available from VoiceThread. I really encourage you to take a look at those. It will show you more about how to share and create and do some other interesting and useful things inside VoiceThread.